Hello and welcome back to another video from Jerba Campervans. Today we're going to be doing a tour of this Jerba Tiree. It's a brand new 2021 Volkswagen T6.1 with our Tiree layout inside. So let's jump inside and have a little look at the Tiree layout. I'll show you in the cupboards, show you what this van's all been fitted with, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Volkswagen T6.1. Now, quick note, we have the Jerba Campervan Owners Group on Facebook. It's full of Jerba Campervans owners and it's a great community. There's so many great tips. You can ask any question you'd like about your campervan and you'll get a flood of answers from all of our owners out there who are just super keen to share, their experience with you. So please make sure you join. Link below. Now let's jump in. Right, we'll jump in. So our Tiree is our short wheelbase campervan conversion, or one of them. It basically features the typical kitchen layout that you would see in the traditional campervan. So kitchen in the front, fridge, we've got cooking on top and sink and cabinets along the side. And we also have our seat, which is also a bed, sort of in the middle, just as you would have a second row of seats. So it's a super comfortable seating position for any passengers in the back. And it also has the two front swiveling seats which spin around, so it creates this really nice little area where you can talk with your friends and just creates a nice little social space. Now, the Tiree also has a front elevating roof, so that means the roof pops up at the front, which gives you all the headroom to walk around at the front, do your cooking, and just navigate the social space comfortably without any head restraints. So the typical order here at Jerba Campervans will be a fully bespoke order, and how it works is you will choose one of our layouts. So we have the Sana, Tiree, Taranzé, that kind of thing, and you'll then spec that layout how you would like it. So that starts with the van from Volkswagen themselves. Now this van's a lovely red colour. It's one of the new T6.1 reds and it's absolutely lovely colour. But there's loads of other colours to choose from and you can just choose whichever one is right for you. You can then spec the engine that you'd like. So would you like the standard 110 horsepower engine, or would you like a bigger engine, 150 brake horsepower? It really depends. If you live in the Highlands and you're tackling a lot of hills every single day, you might opt for a bigger engine just because it's going to get you up those hills a little bit quicker, a little bit easier than the smaller engine would. You also choose your gearbox. So this one is a 5-speed manual. If you went for the bigger engine, it would have 6 gears. And you can also choose things like the DSG gearbox, which is the automatic. And then into the dash, we would choose other things like cruise control. There's loads of optional extras from Volkswagen. You can have a look through the list on our website on any of our conversion pages, download it, have a little look. You can see everything that's available and you can spec your van accordingly. So once you've spec'd out the van from Volkswagen, we then ask you to spec out any additional extras you like in the conversion. Now, all of our conversions come with everything you would expect in a typical camper van. So you would get cooking appliances, fridge, that sort of thing as standard, but there are additional extras that some people do like to add, and that's things like speakers in the rear, or we can upgrade your seats to leather. There's really loads and loads of things, anything that you can think about that you may have seen for a camper van, we can probably do, or will at least consider. And we do have a huge list of extras that we offer as sort of standard extras, so make sure to have a look at them too, because they're on the website, or give us a call and we can discuss them then. And another thing you can do is you can spec out the colours inside the van. So you can choose the floor that you'd like from the ones that we stock here, and also the colour of the furniture from the ones that we stock here. Now this is driftwood, it's our most popular colour this year. Quite rightly so, it's a lovely colour. It looks great inside these vans. So we've got driftwood on the sides and then we've got a grey top, which is really nice. Let's just bring the camera in now and we'll have a little look around the conversion. We have the sink. Now this is a cold water only sink, but again we do have additional options of making this into a hot water sink, so you can fit what's called a Webasto thermotop, which is hot blown air heating, but also the heat exchanger doubles up and heats up the water. So you can have a hot tap, or if you've got a shower fitted in the back, an external shower, you could have that hot water shower too. So again, most things are possible with camper vans. Now let's just spin you back. So a common question people have is, how much headroom do you have in the back? And you can see there's nothing behind me that I'm going to hit my head at. Feet are on the floor, I'm sat upright in the rib seat and it's super comfortable. I'll just pull the roof down. And you can see with the roof down, I'll just get comfortable. With the roof down, I've got loads of headroom. I've got, you know, not the best measure, but I've probably got 6 to 8 inches of headroom there. And I'm about 6 foot tall, so it's nice and comfortable, loads of headroom. Now, if you did have a roof bed, which this van doesn't have, it would probably half that headroom. But again, there's more than enough headroom here for comfort, even with a roof bed. So I'll pop the roof up and we'll have a little look at the rib bed. Now, this is a rib bed. It's different from the typical rock and roll bed that you would see in a lot of camper vans. A rock and roll bed typically pulls out from the front and the whole thing pulls out to be flat. Now what that means is that you sleep and you sit on the same side, but it also means that there's a bit of a compromise. You either have a contoured seat which is uncomfy to sleep on, or you have a flat seat which is uncomfy to sit on. So a rib bed solves these problems. So it hinges at the front, and I'll just show you that. Pull the lever and you'll see the front folds out. Now that's great because it means you can use all of that space underneath this part as storage, or if you've got things on the floor or your dog sat down there, you don't have to pull the front of the seat out into its way. And then it also gives you access to everything inside here. So I'll just pull the camera in and you may be able to see. So great for bedding. We actually store a porta potty in here, an hour one, but you can put loads of stuff in there. It's got access on the front and the back too, so if you have skis or anything like that, you can just have them run the whole length of the van. So a really useful space. Now I'll just put this back here. Great. So next thing to do is just pull the lever, drop the midsection down, and you can see we're already starting to form quite a nice comfortable bed. And the contoured side is on the bottom, the side that we would sit on, and this nice flat side is on the top. So the backrest is adjustable too. So if you pull the lever, you can have it down flat in the sleeping position, nice flat large double bed, or pull the lever again and you can adjust it to any angle that you would like. So if you want to sit up at night and read a book, you can have it at any angle and it's nice and comfortable. And what that also means is that you can have it all the way up and it'll give you the full height in the boot space at the back. So Rib have really designed a great seat, and that's why we prefer them in our camper vans. So I'll just pop this up and out the way. Clip it in. Same again, just down it goes. Now, this seat has travel seating for 2 in the back, so 2 seat belts, and we can, in any of our camper vans that are front elevation, front kitchen, put a 3-seater in. So if you wanted to upgrade this to 3 seat belts, 3 seats in the back, that's something that we can do. It does give you a wider bed, so you've got a bigger bed, but it does mean that you lose a little bit of the depth in your cabinets, so you would just have a slightly less deep cabinet. This is a 120 seat. The 3-seater is a 130 centimetre seat, so you're losing about 10 centimetres of your cabinet if you gain that extra seat belt in the back. So the next thing, we'll look at storage space. Now, I showed you all that storage underneath the seat, and that's all fantastic, but what about the cabinets? Now, I'll give you a little tour of the cabinets. Down on the floor, we have the access to under the seat. Now, there's 2 doors here, one at the back too, so you can put your skis, etc. through there. Really nice. And we have this main cupboard here, which when you open up has 2 levels, so big storage at the bottom, big storage at the top. Really nice. Now under the sink there is a little bit of storage in here. We put this door in just because it would be a waste if we didn't. Now this little cupboard under the sink is great for, you know, cutlery or keeping your coffee cups, keeping any sort of jars of tea, that sort of thing. It's just a handy space. Now many people wouldn't have put that in because obviously the sink's here, but there is a lot of usable space in there, and in a camper van it's extra important that you get use of everything. So we'll spin you this way and you'll see that we have the fridge. So we've got fridge and freezer on the top here. Great, perfect for a bottle of wine, some beers, your milk, and nice little light in there, and it's very cool. And it's a great little compressor fridge. It draws very little in amounts of power. And above that we've got the drawer which pulls out, and we've got, you know, and we've got somewhere to store cutlery, or you can really put anything in the drawer. So great. Now up on top, I'll just bring you up with me. Now up on the top here, you'll see we've got these top lockers, and these are the exact, well, just a little bit higher than a can of beans, and there's 3 of those. Nice little vanity mirror on there, and they're super handy for storing all sorts of things, and they're quite long too, so it's great for loads of those little odds and ends that you might not have thought about. Just open up. Now I'll bring you in, and we also have one at the back here, which is great, full width. We keep the front curtain in our one, but again, you can keep absolutely anything in there. Great space. And again, there's a trunk just on the top. So I'll just budge you down, and that pops and opens up, and it gives you space from the top all the way to the floor. So it's really, really deep. And it is a double trunk. So halfway down, there is another hatch, and it's just a really, really fantastic space. Now I keep my bedding in this one. It is big enough for that kind of thing, but again, you can kind of keep anything you'd like in there. And in the back corner, you'll see in this one, we have the 230 volt for charging your laptops and that kind of thing when you're hooked up on site. We've got 2 plugs there. We also have accessory sockets and USB sockets, which are really handy. We have our dimmable lighting, so on, off, hold to dim, which is a nice feature. The Sergeant control panel, which lets you control your vehicle electrics, or, you know, the power to the sink so you can get running water. Also lets you check the status of your batteries or how much water's in your water tank, that sort of thing. So it's a really handy little control panel. And also the controller for the Webasto hot blown air night heating. So you just tap that on, and then you've got thermostatic control. We can put it all the way up to 35 degrees. I'm not going to do that because it's a little bit too hot for me, but everything's here on the control panel and it's great. So the next thing that people ask about, where are the tables? Now we've got one table here, and it can be adjusted on the bottom and on the leg, and it's very simple. You just undo the adjuster, you can spin it, and the same on the leg, and you can spin it out of the way, or you can take it out and store it in the garage if you don't want it there. And the second table is just at the back here next to the fire extinguisher. Pop out the table leg first, unclip the table, bring out the table itself. If you put the leg into the base of the table, make sure your clips are all the way undone. You can then seat it, clip it in, and because it's on this rail system, you can slide it in if you'd like it close to you or out. And again, it locks underneath, so I'll just clip the lock in, and there you have your 2 fantastic tables. So I'll just put them away, and we'll have a little look in the back, talk about the boot space, and also have a little look at the bike rack from Volkswagen. So this is a Volkswagen cycle rack for 4 bikes, and it's really simple. You just pull it down, and then that gives you access to these 4 channels here. You can put your bike tires in any of the channels, and then we've got 4 arms, just a typical bike sort of rack layout. And if you want to lock it away, what you can do is push it up, and the smallest one, the smallest bike lock, can actually clip into this bar at the top of the cycle rack here, and they all lock, so they all have keys, and it just means that no one can open the cycle rack at any time. Now this is the Volkswagen one. This is made for the Volkswagen T6. They're fantastic, can't fault them, really, really great rack. Now let's open up and have a little look in the back of this camper. Worth noting as well that you can open the boot with the cycle rack on like this with no bikes on it when the roof is up. The way that we've designed it just makes everything work perfectly together. Now you can see in the boot here that things are a little dark, so I'll just pop the light on, and you can see that we've got use of the full height of the boot space. Now if you did want to half that, you can pop the lever down, give yourself this sort of false parcel shelf here, which is great. You also have access to the wardrobe at the back here, which again has a shelf right in the middle of it, so you've got bottom section, top section. Great for storing all those additional little odds and ends like your charge cable or the hose for your hose input, your water input I should say. And again, access to under the seat at the back, so fantastic. We also keep the vehicle jack here and all the accessories that go with that. It's really nice just to screw it on at the back. It means it's never obstructed by anything under the seat or anywhere else in the van. Access to it all the time, keeps it nice and clean. Now, this thing here at the back is a gas locker, and it will fit 2 LPG or butane gas bottles in it, whatever you prefer. You will need the correct regulator and cable for the type of gas that you're using. We always supply with LPG. And this fits 2 bottles in it, so you can never be left stuck without gas for your cooking. And it's specially designed by ourselves. It meets all the NCC regulations, the strict regulations that they put on us, and all the gas regs. And it's got holes, it's got a dropout vent on the bottom of it for any gas. Say your gas did leak for whatever reason, it likely won't, but if it did, it's got somewhere to go that isn't inside the camper van. So nice and safe. So fantastic space in the back of this. Again, a lot of the rock and roll beds that you'll see actually come all the way to the back of the van, just because the nature and how they work. They pull all the way out and flat. Because these hinge at the right points inside the van, it means it gives you full boot space. So really, really great system. Really impressed with the rib seat. And you can see Rob here, he's cleaning the roof on the van. Now, all our camper vans come exclusively with our Jerba elevating roof. It's a product that we're really, really proud of. It's really high specification. We've put a lot of thought, a lot of time into this, and we hold a patent for our unique unzipping canvas, which makes our canvas both great and easy to repair, but also scenic, so you can unzip and you can just explore your surroundings just like that. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video from Jerba Campervans. Make sure you join the owners group, link below, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.